Yeah, but I mean that is what it is. While on the topic of WWE Legends Hairline, I listened to The Rock finally made his appearance on the Joe Rogan Experience, which everyone's been calling for
Because
years.
you need a
And
guest. Yep.
yeah, and like what a down to earth guy, what a great guy, man. But it was mostly I noticed the whole episode was pretty much like he was interviewing Joe about like fucking fights and stuff. But and I really wanted to hear more about The Rock, but he told his story about how he got broke into the business and they played clips from it and he explained the fucking whole die Rocky die situation and all that and then how it flipped over, but they didn't get too much into the wrestling, which is crazy. And also we talk about how he talked about how the Democrats, we don't like to get political here, but he talked about how
Nah.
how the Democrats approached him to run for president, and they laid out statistics, they laid out all this data they collected showing him the outcome that he would win and which states he would win in and stuff already. Like, isn't that fucking crazy? Now
Yeah, I'd vote for him.
we're okay, but I'm not gonna sit here like I don't know, man. You guys, Americans, were all going crazy with like the election was. I don't even want to say the words because I don't want to trigger YouTube's, but people are like
Yeah.
the election was not legit. Let's just put it that way. So how and like I'm just like whatever. But how not legit is it if they can come and be like, if you run Rock, you'll
Yeah,
win the
yeah, yeah.
Democrat? It's like that is not legit, Like fuck, I don't know if
Yeah,
it's
good
not
point.
legit the way the conspiracy people say it's not legit, but that sounds not legit to me when the Rock's he's a fucking wrestler, bro. That's crazy. Like
Right.
so but he told a story. The reason I bring this up, he told a story about how, and this story is like a decade old, man, over a decade old. I've heard this story like fucking 10 years ago. I've heard this story that the Rock contemplated going to the UFC or to Pride Fighting Championship.
Huh.
Um, and now
Never
everyone's
heard
like,
that
"Oh,
actually.
The Rock's just lying. Add that to the
Oh,
list. The Rock's
he's Hulk
lying."
Hogan.
And it's
He's
just,
Hulk
yeah,
Hogan.
they're Hulk Hogan in them, brother. And it's just like, and then again, I tell everyone, you can't touch me with this shit because I'm down with the MMA shits. And The Rock was a bunch of
Yeah,
football
you are.
players in the late 90s, early 2000s all went to Pride and went to Japan mostly because Japan was all about the freak show fights and shit like that, right? So a
Right.
lot of in the early days of MMA, guys, it's not like what you watch now where people are just technical, skillful wizardry masters at fucking combat. It's not like that. Back in the day, they put on freak show fights all the fucking time, okay? And a lot of football players are some of the best athletes on the planet, and a lot of them made it pretty decent livings transitioning to MMA in those early years of the early 2000s and late 90s. Yes, The Rock, I heard this story 10 years ago. He considered going to Japan and fighting fucking in Pride for money. Yes, we all heard this story a long time ago. Everyone's calling him a liar. Fuck you. Yeah, your thoughts on that, Hairline?
Well, I guess it's just more. I'm going to start with what you said. Some podcasts really need to depend on a guest, huh?
Just taking
Um,
shots at Rogan. No, we love Rogan, bro. Shout out Joe Rogan.
yeah, that's your boy, Doug. That's our blueprint right there.
Yeah, I love. Well,
Shoot, work, shoot.
somewhat. I mean, he's always kind of been a guest guy. We're not really. He's always been a visual guy too. We're
Yeah,
not really visual or guesty, but just as far as having compelling conversations and doing what you want with your show, like you have to admire what he did, dude. He blew podcasting up into, you know, something no
yeah.
one
I
thought it would
heard he
do.
put your boy Tom Segura on.
Yeah, don't the rest of the hey, Rogan's cool. The rest of those LA fucking comedian podcasters can get the fuck out of here. Anyways, though,
Yeah, Danny Brown's cool. Hold on. Okay, my bad. With the whole thing with The
Danny
Rock.
Brown's great. He's awesome. He gets a pass with me too. He's awesome.
Yeah. I don't know who the fuck these marks are telling fucking The Rock what he did and didn't do. You know what I'm saying? They're not The Rock. They weren't fucking there. And
Yeah,
even if so, man, The Rock made a good conversation. And the whole point of a podcast is a fucking great conversation. Okay, you
it
fucking
was
marks.
such a good conversation.